Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before we delve into the intricacies of what I like to call the fall of Gorilla Tag, I want to make it abundantly clear that I have a deep affection for this game. Gorilla Tag has provided countless hours of enjoyment, and my intention is not to disparage it. Instead, I aim to explore the subtle shifts I've noticed in the game's dynamics over time. Shifts that many of you may have observed as well. It's almost as if Gorilla Tag is going through a transformative phase. A phase that's difficult to define, but nonetheless very perceptible. You see, I've been watching Gorilla Tag evolve, or perhaps devolve, for quite some time now. It's not the toxic players or minigames kids like you may think that's causing the decline of the game, but rather something else entirely. If you're feeling the same way that I do, rest assured, you're not alone in the sentiment. Many have sensed the shift, I'm sure of it. Yet, it hasn't been prominent enough to warrant discussion till now. Hence, I've decided to create this video to address it, because sooner or later, our beloved Gorilla Tag might be overshadowed by the next big thing. Speaking of which, who knows what that's gonna be? My bet is on one of the games launching for the Oculus Quest 3, but it could very well not be. It could damn well be something else, But it's likely to be a game that is unique in gameplay style and appealing art direction. Same thing with Gorilla Tag. Just qualities that tend to resonate with younger audiences. After all, it's no secret that the majority of viral sensations have a strong appeal among kids. Current with Ban, anyone? Anyway, let's not digress any further. I wanted to dedicate this video to Gorilla Tag in what could definitely be its final year before it takes a hiatus for the next, I'm gonna guess, 3 to 5 years. Make no mistake, it's not about permanent demise. Gorilla Tag isn't going away anytime soon, I'm sure of that. But with that out of the way, let's just dive deeper into the main discussion. Now let's explore the challenge of overcomplication in Gorilla Tag more extensively. It's a complex issue that's integral to the game's evolution. Gorilla Tag struggled to stay new and exciting while retaining its core simplicity is a daunting task. I mean, the recent Volcano update serves as a prime example for the delicate balancing act the developers face. This update introduced the rather quirky concept of a volcano erupting when you throw molten locks into it. It's an idea that I just find it super outlandish. I find it so absurd. But the question naturally arises, does a game like Gorilla Tag really need such extravagant additions? One could argue that the game's charm lies in its straightforwardness, its ability to be picked up and enjoyed by players of all skill levels. However, in an age where constant innovation is expected, developers may feel pressured to introduce these over-the-top updates. Why? Because they need to keep players engaged, obviously, enthusiastic, and willing to invest both their time and money into the game. But here's the caveat. The introduction of these gimmicks and flashy cosmetics sometimes diverts players' attention away from the core gameplay. Gorilla Tag is, at its essence, about gorillas chasing each other, climbing obstacles, and, just having a great time playing with the environment. That's kind of the whole point of the game. I guess Bone Lab I guess that could also be used to describe Bone Lab, that same phrase that I just said, but it also works with Gorilla Tag, just in a different way, if that makes sense. But when the game's identity becomes blurred by all these additions, it starts to raise a few concerns. Furthermore, there's the daunting challenge of finding the right balance between introducing new content and preserving the simplicity that defines Gorilla Tag. The game's success lies in its accessibility. Like I said, anyone can pick it up and enjoy it without the need for a lengthy tutorial or complex mechanics, like, every single flat screen game and a good chunk of VR games. Yet, as the game evolves, the temptation to add more features grows. This tightrope walk between novelty and simplicity is arduous. Another aspect that's worth noting in this discussion is the basement map. This addition to the game raises questions about the alignment within the overall spirit of Gorilla Tag. I mean, you literally shrink down to a smaller monkey to navigate a maze filled with monsters that can send you through the floor, and if you happen to go through the floor at precisely the right spot, you become small within the entire map. That allows you to use the random flowing air feature to basically, essentially teleport to the top of the map. Now, well, it's an, I guess, intriguing concept. I would argue that it deviates from the game's original charm as a lighthearted, goofy monkey chase. I was about to say game chase, but then I realized that's not in the script. So the challenge persists. How does Gorilla Tag evolve, introduce new content, and maintain its accessibility without alienating its player base or losing sight of its core identity? It's a conundrum that game developers face when their creations gain a passionate following. And it's a question that will continue to shape the trajectory of Gorilla Tag as it navigates the complex terrain of overcomplication. Alright, let's stop beating around the bush and address the elephant in the room. Overhype! This is the primary issue plaguing Gorilla Tag. Initially, it was never meant to be the VR game. It started as an ambitious passion project by a singular game developer, and it was never intended to take the world by storm. It's a bit like Stranger Things. That show wasn't initially designed to be a global phenomenon, but it became one. So they felt compelled to keep making more and more seasons, even though, honestly, the show should have ended with one. Or been an anthology series. I really feel strongly about the idea to continue the series the way that they did. Season 2 was pretty bad. Season 3 was probably the worst season. And Season 4 was good, but it wasn't anything great. Anyway, back to Gorilla Tag. Let me find where it was in the script real quick. Similarly, Gorilla Tag exploded in popularity, prompting a slew of updates. Sadly, as mentioned earlier, some of these updates have left much to be desired. However, even improving the game isn't always enough to save off the inevitable. The core gameplay loop, no matter how enjoyable, eventually loses its luster. It's a natural progression. Players play, then talk about it less, and finally, they play the game less. This pattern is reminiscent of another game that I have seen do basically the same thing, Minecraft. And Fortnite took over, and Minecraft fell into the same slumbers Gorilla Tag appears to be headed towards right now. Fortnite, with its unique charm, took over the entire gaming scene, became one of the biggest games in the world, and then, as fate would have it, Minecraft returned after Fortnite's decline and reclaimed its throne. This brings me back to Gorilla Tag. It's not permanently fading into oblivion, as I mentioned in the intro, but instead it's taking a well-deserved nap, waiting for the next VR sensation to emerge. During this downtime, the developers can focus on quality over quantity because people won't be begging for the new update. People won't be like, "Where's the new update? Where's the new update? Where's the new update?" They'll be like, dude, I'm not playing Gorilla Tag. I don't really care, So that allows the developers to focus more on quality updates, allowing the game to flourish once again when it's rediscovered by a curious new audience. In other words, people will eventually start asking, what happened to Gorilla Tag? I haven't really heard about that game or played it in, quite a few years now. So then they all decide to go check it out, But then they decide that it's a pretty fun game, and they end up, getting hooked by all the new updates and everything, and it kind of does the same thing Minecraft did, and I think Fortnite is doing. I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of coming back into the mainstream a little bit, but I don't know. I don't follow that game too much. I play it every now and then. That's really it. And so the cycle repeats, ensuring Gorilla Tag's legacy endures for years to come. It's not a fall from grace, it's just a temporary slumber. A hibernation of sorts until it's time to swing back into action. It's time to replay Gorilla Tag. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I know that this was a somewhat sloppy script. I don't know. I'm working on 3 scripts right now, or I guess now 2, but I'm also technically working on 3. I'm working on my Bioshock video, I'm working on my Combat Master video, and my video on what's it called? The indie horror games. And I'm trying to get them all out soon, but I also don't want to rush the videos, and I feel like I kind of rushed this one a little bit. So, as always, leave some critiques in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and the subscribe button. It would really help. It would really help. I would love that, and I would also really love criticism. So please help me out here. I'm trying to get better at making videos. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. Have a good day.